Hi everyone, it's Harry. We're approaching the end of April, and I'm reiterating my earlier comments on where I see the Calgary market heading. I think we're going to get to a point where we're going to mirror last year's pricing. Right now, some of the pricing's up about 3 to 4%, but the apartment condo being in a balanced state is flat to last year for the most part, maybe up a few percent, but overall we haven't seen the inflation creep as much because although the tariffs have affected things, I've chatted with a few of my builder friends and they've said really the cost structure for them hasn't increased from last year. If you think about it, they said most of the stuff, like that being about 90% plus, they can source in Canada. And if there's more of it available, that will probably counter anything that we have to source from the States. So, from an inflation standpoint, that shouldn't be the case. And with the reduced immigration policy that we have in place and all this Trump uncertainty, I expect us to be pretty flat to last year. Although we're up, I can see us drifting downwards. And I'm starting to see that in our inventory numbers. It's not from a lack of inventory, but we've basically lost about 25% of our buyers. So we're getting into a balanced state right now, and overall we're in a balanced state with the exception of the detached homes, and I'm assuming it will head that way as well. So if you're a buyer, good time to buy. If you're a seller, I'd again wait unless you are forced to sell. With respect to buying, this is the thing. You do have some time, but because we are in this 90-day hiatus where Trump's trying to sort out all these tariffs. However, as we approach the end of the 90 days, or even two-thirds of the way through it, you have to be watchful of what's happening because things can change on a dime. If for whatever reason he decides he wants to reduce his tariff requirements from all the nations around the world, we'll see an uptick in the market, on the stock markets, and then people will feel a lot more comfortable in buying and it'll remove the uncertainty on their job horizons. And literally within less than 2 weeks, you'll likely see a price bump in Calgary real estate. So that's the dice you're rolling right now. And if you decide to postpone your buy, I don't expect the market to crash because in my sense, as someone that's has investments in the market and has been investing for quite a long time, if he continues at this route, the Republicans are gonna alienate all their voting folks, and by the midterm, which is probably 2 years out, they're gonna lose all their voting support, and I don't think they're gonna go that route. You can see there's a little backtracking. I think the first 90 days for Trump is more a fundraiser because don't ever forget that all these tariffs are generating dollars for their federal revenue uh, to pay down their debt or any of these other things they have. And why am I talking so much about the U.S.? Well, the impact on the Canadian economy and the Canadian psyche is huge. I think for the most part, the Calgary market is well sheltered. I can't say that's the case for the Ontario market, where we see a lot of auto and obviously the aluminum and steel in Quebec and the forestry in BC. So hopefully this is helpful. As I said earlier, reiterate the idea that it's a buying opportunity, and if you're selling, if you don't have to sell right away, don't. If you have to, get it done sooner rather than later. Gets rid of some negative potential issues. I'm expecting as things grind slowly through the summer, we're going to see a slow slippage on average pricing overall, as we've always seen. Hopefully, this is helpful. If you've got any questions, please reach out. Or if you need any assistance on the buy or sell side, please reach out. Otherwise, have a great weekend. And hopefully, you had a great Easter.